Want to know what a real man would tell their lady about love and life? You're in the right place. This is Hello Ladies with Rom Wills. Rom Wills is a speaker and author of several books on relationships. Grab some wine, sit back, and enjoy.
Hello there, this is Rom Wills coming back at you with yet another podcast. Insecure Season 3 premiere review featuring Miss Mocha Angel. Now, look, I done told y'all, right? I wasn't like reviewing this show this year, but y'all know y'all been asking me about it, and Master Teacher BGS already did a character analysis already, and I'm like, man, I don't feel like doing all that. I watched it, but I was just like, nah. So what I did though, I brought in my good friend Miss Mocha Angel with her fine self. She's gonna do a review. All right. So y'all sit down and listen. Hey, if y'all got any like harsh comments or anything, I'm gonna delete it. Anyway, here we go. Miss Mocha Angel, take it away.
Thank you, Rom, for that wonderful introduction. Hi, everybody. I'm Miss Mocha Angel doing my first review here on Rom's podcast. So, my take on season 3 opener of Insecure, it was funny. It was actually hilarious. And Insecure is not a show that I would necessarily call hilarious. I would just call it contemporary and insightful and real. But episode 1 was funny. And I've seen every single episode of Insecure. So basically it starts off 2 weeks after season 2 came to an end. So at this point, Issa has finally moved in with Daniel. She's already up in there. And Daniel's up in somebody else. So which is how the season opens. And you swear out loud that Daniel's with Issa, and you're like, girl, no. Just don't. I know you didn't just go there. You know you love Lawrence. Don't be up in there with Daniel. But guess what? The scene cuts to Issa on the couch going, what? Like, are you serious, dude? You seriously with another woman while I'm up here on the couch? So that was pretty funny. So it turns out that Issa, because she needs money, she is also a Lyft driver. So there's a lot of hilarity that occurs because she's a Lyft driver. Yes, she's making some real money, and sometimes she's not making any money, but hilarity ensues when she decides to have a party lift in her car. And so heads up, if you're a Lyft driver, Uber driver, don't have a party lift, don't have an Uber lift, because people get into fights. So also what's going on with Issa is trouble at work. So if you remember, she works at We Got Y'all, and the schools were having problems with her and the staff, and she's not going to the schools anymore. So she gets into more trouble at work because all she wants to do is figure out why the schools don't want them there anymore. That's all she did was make some simple phone calls, but her boss doesn't want to hear it. And then to top it off, the white chick whose name I just cannot remember, who was her peer, her coworker, has now been promoted. So she's over Issa. And Issa's like, yo, what's going on? And her former coworker, now boss, really doesn't want to rock the boat. So Issa's status at her job at We Got Y'all is just, it's on shaky ground. So Issa's whole life is on shaky ground at this moment. So let's go to Molly for a minute. So we see Molly at some tropical island chilling, and you think, she's with her island hottie. Turns out dude's from Cincinnati. She didn't know that. So she comes back to LA wanting to create boundaries. Okay, if you could see me, I have air quotes, boundaries for herself and the men in her life. So since this is Molly, that's not going to last very long, especially when it comes to Dro. So we all know that Molly and Dro should have just stayed best friends. Should have just left it there. Should never have become lovers. Dude's married in an open marriage. Again, you didn't see my air quotes. But, he's in an open marriage on his end, probably. Because we never see Candace fucking another guy. But that's okay. All right. So, just being real. Okay. So, of course, she's back with Dro doing their thing, every chance they get. But homegirl wants boundaries. So she tries to put some up. And
Hold on. I'm gonna let you do this. Can I say it? Can I say it?
Yeah.
Boundaries.
Right?
Go ahead. Boundaries. Go ahead.
Okay, again, it's Molly, y'all. Okay, I don't have to explain what I mean. Okay. So anyway, she tries to, Mom. Okay, so she tries to put up boundaries with Dro, and of course that doesn't go very well because he's like, "Come on, girl, it's me." Exactly. That's the problem. So she goes out on the party lift with Issa, and Dro wants to take her out to dinner and all this other crap. So finally, what she does near the end of the episode is she asks for her key back. He has a key to her place. So he's like sitting up in her house chilling, and she didn't even know. So she asked for her key back. And of course, he don't want to hear that. So we'll see over the course of the season how Molly does with her boundaries. Go ahead and do it, Ron.
Boundaries.
Okay. When it comes to her men and her work, of course. That's what I'm really curious about. Okay, so let me tell you something that I really did like about this episode, aside from it really being funny, was the whole sitcom within a sitcom. Now, if y'all remember from season 2, I can't remember like what it was exactly, but there was like a show within a show. It was kind of like was it like a slave thing? Did you see that?
Yes, sadly.
Something. It was something, but it was a TV show within their show. So they did that again this season, and it's a sitcom called Kevin, a la Martin. And I got something to say about that. So what I liked was in Kevin, the sitcom that Issa keeps watching, is that it had Erica Alexander, Daryl M. Bell, homeboy from A Different World, and it had Bill Bellamy. So it was clearly, you know, this take on Martin, like a modern day take on Martin. Just a really silly sitcom. But it was just cool to see these stars from the 90s like on this sitcom. That was like a real sitcom. And so I think this is becoming a trend because I also saw the very same thing in Love Is, which is the show on Oprah Winfrey Network, where, you know, the main character, Nuri, works on a sitcom called Marvin, okay, even though it's set in 1996. Clearly it's another take on Martin. And Issa also made a joke to Daniel when she said, yeah, this is a reboot of Kevin. So I think the universe and the stars are trying to put it out there for a reboot of Martin. So you heard it here first. I really think that's what's going to happen. So I just want to mention that because it's kind of cool to see people, you know, from the 90s doing their thing in the 2018s and making money. So I really like that. So overall, here's my take on this episode of Insecure. Issa and Molly really haven't grown up that much. It's only been 2 weeks since the end of season 2. So what you see are these sisters still trying to struggle and figure out who they are and define themselves outside of their relationship with men. That's clearly what, to me, what the theme is. Issa just cannot get it together, no matter how hard she tries. And Molly, you know, who's this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful chocolate sister. Like in real life, you know, she's Nigerian. She's gorgeous. She's brilliant. But what she believes about herself is just, I think she thinks she's not good enough. And I still think she's trying to compare herself or have the marriage that her parents had, which again, we saw last season really wasn't what she thought it was. So what I hope to see over the course of season 3 is some growth from both of these women and that they do find their self-worth. However, it is called Insecure. And I mean, let's just be real. So Issa has a long way to go because her main thing is she don't know how to speak up. And she said that in the episode. She goes, I just don't know how to speak up for myself. So I'm hoping that she gets some of that growth throughout season 3. And on another note, let's talk about Daniel. So based on what Jay Ellis said, there will be no Lawrence this season. So it's more about Daniel and Issa. So the brother is fine. Brother knows that he's fine. And I think that's part of his problem. So he has no problem getting women, but he also is really arrogant about it because he tried to make a play for Issa. But yet he's supposed to be in a relationship with this chick named Vanessa. So that kind of annoyed me. Like, really, dude? But he was just being a man. That's what men do. That's okay. So we're supposed to see more Daniel this season and get to know his backstory. And we also did see someone who I think is his sister and his niece. They never really did say who it was, but it definitely wasn't one of his women. So she gave him some good advice about Issa, and he did take it in the episode. So we'll see how things go with Daniel and Issa and Molly and the crew on this season of Insecure. So I really like it. I give it 10 Mocha Angels. If you can see all my fingers, I have 10 fingers up. It was a really good episode. And Rom, wake up. Wake up.
Oh, yeah.
I'm done.
Yeah. All right. I'm here. Hey, y'all, slow clap for Miss Mocha Angel, because I already told y'all I ain't doing a review unless the whole toxic masculinity thing is just blatant. I ain't seen anything blatant on there. So, I was just like, I'm going to let her do it because they're hilarious when she does it. And y'all probably like her voice a whole lot better than my voice. So that's cool. I like her voice better than mine, too. So anyway, right, that's it for today, y'all. Thanks for listening. Peace and many blessings.
Bye.